Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from paulgalenetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today for this spoiler-free Spider-Man No Way Home review. It is December 17th, 2021, and I gotta say, yesterday at 3 o'clock, my wife and I went to the movie theaters and watched Spider-Man No Way Home and left absolutely floored. We loved it. Like I said, spoiler-free, but I really recommend you watch this movie. It hit so many different levels so strongly that it's honestly, and this could just be because I'm riding the high off of it, but it could honestly be my new favorite solo superhero movie ever. It was just that well done, in my opinion. Action scenes, the fight choreography, the feeling of emotion behind it, that there were consequences for things that happened throughout the movie. Things felt impactful. It wasn't like this happened and it got thrown away and it didn't matter. You know, sometimes you watch a movie and as good as it is, you take that one component out of it and say, would the ending have changed otherwise if this person or this thing didn't happen, or vice versa, right? No, this movie had a great flow from the beginning to the middle to the end, and really felt substantial with the different things that happened throughout it. I thought the musical score was nice. I thought the elements of nostalgia were perfectly done. And if you're a Spider-Man fan, if you've been a Spider-Man fan for a long time, I'm not even going to go into specific trailer talk because maybe you've avoided trailers even. But if you've seen the trailers, then you know some of what I'm talking about of why it's cool, right? If you haven't seen the trailers, then I'm not even going to go in there, like I said. But the movie definitely makes a Spider-Man fan feel good for being a fan of that character, of Peter Parker, for multiple generations. Whether you grew up as a kid or young adult, reading the comic books, watched the 90s series of cartoons or cartoons from different era, watched different movie franchises of Spider-Man over the years, or started with the MCU right now along with Tom Holland, and that was your first foray into Spider-Man. Video games along the way, whatever it is, you know, there's something in this movie that's going to make you say, wow, that's cool, that feels special. I thought that Tom Holland's performance, his delivery was really good. You know, I like him a lot as Spider-Man and as Peter Parker. Zendaya, whom I liked before, but I like her that much more now because my family, my wife, son, daughter, and I had a very pleasant interaction with her this past summer where we got to talk with her, take pictures, and she was really cool to all of us. So, you know, on a personal note, seeing her in the movie made me extra happy because, like, oh, now I know her and I know that she's a really cool person in the real world. So I'm kind of rooting for her as an actress and in her roles to succeed and in all that she does in life. So maybe a little bit of a bias because now I know somebody in the movie and, you know, they happen to be awesome. So I'm rooting for them that much more. But, you know, even without that taken into consideration, I thought she did a really great job portraying MJ as well. Everything from costume design was handled really well. The story, the overall inclusion of it taking part in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and feeling that this isn't just one movie that takes place somewhere. No, it's a part of the MCU. And if you've been following that journey since Iron Man all the way through now and have been watching the MCU movies and TV shows that have dropped on Disney Plus over the last couple of years, you're going to feel right at home. If you haven't watched all of them or none of them and are just watching this movie, I think there's something in it for you as well. It definitely helps if you like the superhero genre, if you like Spider-Man, Peter Parker, some interpretation of him, or if you like the trilogy or so far the couple of solo movies of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. But yeah, the more you like the character, I think the more safe it is to say that this movie is going to make you pretty happy. I am going to cut this video soon, and the last part is going to be for people that want to hear my whole thoughts on spoilers and everything. But don't worry, it's going to be a very clean cut. You'll be watching this video, and that'll be it. And for the people that want to see the spoiler portion, they will continue through the end. So before I get into that other segment, I'll just say, without giving anything away, for those reasons that I did mention and more, the movie is a 10 out of 10 for me. And a 10 out of 10 for me for a movie, it has to be, something that I really loved. Like, there are personal biases in films, in characters, that I already like a character going in, but that could work one of two ways. One, I could be really looking forward to a character and predisposed to enjoying that content because I'm such a fan, but it also could give me a more critical eye of, I hold near and dear this character and what he or she represents so much that I don't want them to mess it up. So I'm more critical in that aspect. So I'm not just going into something blindly as a fanboy, even though I am. I'm going in it with high expectations and please take care of my property that I love so much, that I hold so near and dear, and don't mess it up. So a 10 out of me means a 10 out of 10, sorry, from me means that this was uh, pretty much the perfect superhero film in my opinion. All right, that's going to do it for my spoiler-free review. Next up, I'm going to talk spoiler talk, so stick around if you want to. That will begin in 3, 2,